My good people, how are you doing? My name is Samuel Getembe, of course, your mentor, your coach, and your financial advisor. Every time we've been meeting, I think, on our various platforms episodes, I've been talking to you about in terms of matters of finance, savings, investments, and many other platforms. And today episode, I'm taking an explanation, actually not an explanation, to take you through why most of the Kenyans rejected Finance Bill 2024. I can tell you the truth. This has been one of the most contagious financial how do you call them? Most financial bill that has been having a lot of discussion each and every time, because most of the Kenyans actually united and said one thing: we don't want the bill. Actually, it brought to a lot of protest. Nairobi CBD for the last 2 weeks has not been accessible that much easily. So you get that people said, we don't want this finance bill. What was it in this finance bill that people are rejecting? Remember one thing: every country needs a financial bill to learn every year. So this time, actually, it happened. Actually, from the time I was born up to now, I've never seen Kenyans rejecting a finance bill. It is the first one, if you go to the books of the record, that finance bill was rejected in June 2024. Imagine. So there are some things that made Kenyans reject about this finance bill. Number one is about over taxation by the government. So people felt that they have come to the end. Have you ever seen someone like almost holding your neck, cutting your neck away? Is because these people felt one thing. One thing these people felt is they are paying a lot of taxes and they're not getting anything else. People want to see when they pay for when they pay for this, they pay for the taxes. They want to see loads. They want to see creation of jobs. They want to see reducing of prices of products, commodities, and so on. That's how the government runs. So people came to a point and said, "Oh my God, we are not doing this anymore." Is because they have been overtasked. Look about the new the finance bill that was coming in. Actually, they had proposed introduction measures of what 2.5%. This is 2.5% taxes on what do you call they were calling it motor vehicle taxation levy of every year, that is annually. So assume today, okay, modern common people have at least like a small car that is 1 million, 2 million, and so on. You can imagine 1 million, 2.5% of that money, that's 25,000 shillings. Oh my God, that is a lot of money. Yes, with this economy. Two, the economy has not been doing that much well because the prices of fuel are still very high. The prices of commodities are so high, and actually, it brings me to a point of where they're putting a bread that is common for every person, 16% VAT. Imagine now from the bread that is currently 60 shillings is now going to around 80 shillings. Imagine, imagine 80 shillings per bread. Let me ask you a common question: who doesn't take bread? Bread is commonly known as a small, like a small breakfast for every family in the morning. The middle people, the older people, and the other person mostly they consume bread. Talk about students in school, everybody, even when I'm growing up from the universities and so on, we used to take bread each and every day. So this means the price is going to be very high. So people are like, no, the government cannot continue taxing us each and every time, and we keep losing this kind of money. Number three, actually, this is another point here. Number two here, from all this taxation here, actually, it brings something about corruption here. When I was checking on the newspaper and also checking on the television, I saw people were complaining and saying the government has corrupt ministers, the government has corrupt people in the ministries, so people don't have trust in the president. So the president says he wants to do this, the president says he wants to do this, but the most corrupt people are the most people that are surrounding him. They carry money with banks and so on and so on. Okay, I'm trying to give what the protesters were saying and the Kenyan people what were saying, and that is why they rejected. That's why I say what Kenyans failed to reject the Finance Bill 2024. They were rejecting because of corruption. People were saying there's no way politicians can be carrying a lot of money every weekend to churches or donating to Arabes when people don't have food, don't have protesters have been killed, nobody's taking care for them, no bills are supposed to take for them, they're buying their people on their own money. So it was actually triggering the people emotions for them to go to the streets and protest. Number two here is about land rates and issues on the freehold land. People are talking about that's actually not number two, number three. People are talking about this. This is an example. If you own a free land, okay, for those people who know free land, this is a freehold land. This is the land you can be able to inherit to the other generations. So there was a proposed amendment bill, a bill that in case it passes, those people who have lands within near Nairobi areas and so on, they have to pay an annual fee on these land rates. The land that you bought for freehold, you pay less for it. It's not possible. This means if you don't pay, you can lose the land to the government. That one does not be able to happen. So people felt that they want to enjoy the freedom, the independence that they got from their forefathers. They fought some long time ago for them to come here, not to enjoy this land. Remember, it is also affecting them in one point. Talk about the money that you have in pockets and so on. Remember, if someone pays the land for the rates, that is every time that you pay rates, whatever you these rates that you pay to the government and so on, is already reducing their disposable income. You pay for the 2.5% taxation of the motor vehicles, reducing your income. You pay bread, that is 16%, it reduces. Oh my God, where are we heading as a country? So that is why people felt that they cannot cope it anymore. You see, the matters of corruption, of course, has been so much high, and that is why we, as financial advisors and speakers, we have been speaking about and telling the government, you have to be responsible. Everybody has to be responsible. Remember, I've been doing budgets for you people. I've been showing you how you can be able to do budgets. That when you have a money, you can be able to put your budget and invest it as the money goes up. And then you say today you have 10,000, then it goes to 20,000, and so on. Now here the government, he want to go this way, then he's collecting money, or I don't know if this is vertical or this is vertically, right? Then it is not already showing what this money is going for. People want to see beautiful roads. People want to see beautiful jobs created for people. Young people don't have jobs, of course. So when you imagine everybody is rising against the government, is because they feel they have been taken. Enough is enough. And I want to appreciate, because the president said, okay, my good people, you don't want these taxes. Okay, I hereby withdraw the bill from parliament. And once the president has withdrawn the bill, he also has to write back write back the speaker of the National Assembly, giving a motion through the majority leader that the president has rejected to sign the bill. So once the president has not signed the bill, if the speaker doesn't work out in 14 days, once he refuses to sign the bill, it can be able to become the bill. But he made it clear and said he's not going to pass it as a bill. Reason being, because of what you call because of these contagious issues that were happening here on this bill. Remember one thing is, everybody is saying something in here on the bill. Everybody is talking something about it here. Everybody is talking about this bill here. Some people are talking about, oh, this bill is going to bring this and this and this. I think, and also most of the cases, majority of the people, 94% of them, did not read the bill. Actually, they were just saying reject. Mundu anasema tu, Buda, umesoma your finance bill? Finance bill sijui kitu nasema, lakini I'm rejecting. So you get my point. People actually were not taken through a lot of what we call communication. And actually it brings me to what we call communication issues. The President of the Republic of Kenya has already confirmed and said the government failed to provide people information. You see what I mean? The same thing is, even if you take it in a family setup and a foundation, if someone is asking you, where is this kind of, you need to tell him, okay, I'm stepping out to go do this and this, I'll be back by time. So if someone happens that you step and you don't make a clear communication, someone might feel that there might be an issue. Two things about the government, or I'm giving about what is another relevant example I can be able to understand? Okay, if you walk in town and the police are arresting you, they have to give you a reason. Why are you arresting me? It's because of this and this and this. But you get that arrogance of maybe someone is arresting you and not telling you of what you're doing. You get that it already triggers even the motion of these protesters and so on. So the government could have communicated. The government has a lot of people. Okay, we have social media influencers, right, which people listen to. We have national televisions, right? We have TV stations, vernacular stations, and so on. We wanted the government to talk to Kenyans and talk to them, every person, to understand. So if it is the bread that is 16%, why are you adding the tax to 16%? Why can't you drop it to 14%? You get my point? So if the government is bringing the new 2.5%, it could have said those people who earn higher, they could pay this percentage. But what about the middle person that has no job but is going to pay the 2.5% taxes? You get my point? So that's why I say the government failed terribly. You can imagine, instead of this National Assembly talking to the common people of Mwananchi, going to the village, wawambia this is the taxes and so on and everything, they kept quiet. They just kept being arrogant and so on. And that is why the Kenyans said they don't want the finance bill 2024. Another thing about here, not enough participation of Kenyans. There were no participation of Kenyans during this finance bill. Okay, they said they did public participation. The question is, whom do they talk to? because people say they have talked to the people on the ground. When the people talk about the people on the ground, these are the common mwananchi, ule ambaye anauza mboga, anauza maharagwe, anauza cereals, anafanya biashara ya kuuza nguruwe, anauza biashara ya ng'ombe, anauza biashara ya kutengeneza maziwa, and other people and so on. You get my point? So this means they already been not been participated. You see, if a common person would have been asked, do you want 16% on bread? He would have said no. Another question person will be asked today, do you want 2.5%? No. Which is the favorable? Which one is already favorable? So once they talk about favorable of it could have been easier that we say 2.5%. Okay, it's very high, but we can make it on a lower side. So in that case, you can find that the people were triggered and rejected the finance bill 2024. And actually, that is why I said I could take time also to take you through, because you people admire my finance. I've been talking to you every time in the matters of finance, investments, and so on. And that's why I took time to let you know, understand at least. Of course, these are not all the highlights. The highlights are so many. Kuna tribalism in the government, corruption in the government, and many other things. But these ones could have just been a highlight of what triggered people to reject the finance bill 2024. So I want to appreciate you, my good people, so much for watching this video. And by the way, we are doing on our YouTube channel. So far, we have more than 3,000 subscribers. So if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, remember to subscribe. Remember to comment. Remember to like it. Remember to share and drop your comment. And each and every time we should be dropping a video, you'll be the first person to be notified on this. So thank you very much for this episode. Let's meet in our next episode.